Let's create some junk journal ephemera using old book pages. Welcome, this is Barbara from Vienna, Austria. So Tina, the owner of the Digital Collage Club, recently accommodated a wish of mine, which was to make some grungy number printables. So here they are. So there's 4 pages. Look at this. These are just fabulous and so versatile for so many projects. So I fell in love with these instantly. And so thank you again, Tina, for accommodating my wish and for creating these beautiful printables. And when I saw them, I was immediately inspired to make some book page junk journal ephemera. So for those that don't know the Digital Collage Club yet, it is a membership-based website with thousands of royalty-free digital collage sheets, vintage graphics, scrapbooking, card making, and digital craft supplies. You get instant access and all images are created especially for this club. Each week, new images are added and you can sell whatever craft items you create with these images. And there are also no download limits. They even have craft project tutorials on the site. So you can get either an annual access or a lifetime access. Both, I think, are really good deals. So with the link and coupon codes below, you can get either a $5 discount for the annual membership or a $10 discount for the lifetime membership. So browse through that website. It is absolutely amazing. I'm going to start off by fussy cutting all of these so that you won't have to watch me do that. And I will probably also ink around them as well so that they're ready to go. And then I also wanted to show you something. I always like having these kind of strips on hand for collaging. They are simply some of my scraps. So I have my big scrap box here and I just pull pieces and I just run a zigzag stitch, in this case with black thread, with my sewing machine. And I just discovered a way of doing them so quickly. This is probably not very revolutionary, but I just kind of discovered this for myself. So instead of doing them each individually, and you also have a lot of thread at the front and at the back that you have to cut off, and it's kind of a waste. So instead, I just took a scrap and placed them one after the other on my machine. And then I just sewed through the whole thing. So now I only have to cut them apart. And I have saved a lot of thread, I think, and it's so much easier to just sew them through in one and then just cut them apart. So you have all of these lovely scraps that you can use in your collaging. So I'm going to cut all these apart so that they're ready to go as well. But I just thought I would share this very simple tip, and I think it will make my life a lot easier if I have them all ready to go like this. So I'll see you back once all of that is done. I've cut everything out, so there is quite a bit here to play around with, which makes me really happy. I have not inked them. That was just too much work now. I will do that as I go along. I have my cut apart sewn pieces. These make me so happy, I can't even tell you. Then I have my box here with small scraps and bigger, not scraps, but ephemera pieces that I'm trying to use up. I'll just add these here. Then I also have some like cheesecloth in various dyed colors and some other kind of fabric. This is kind of like, almost kind of like a burlap, I guess. And then I have some book pages here to work with. These are different languages, different fonts, different coloring of the pages, just so that we have a bit of variety here. I think it's fun to just have different kinds. Then I have my stamp album with my color coordinated stamps. What else do I have? I have some white gesso, not sure if I'm going to use that. And I also have printed out some more digis from the Digital Collage Club. These are French ephemera backgrounds, I guess. And I think they're absolutely beautiful and just great for projects like this or journal making, I guess. They do come in a square format, which I think is interesting. So I did already cut around them. So I think I'll definitely use these as backgrounds as well. And I might add some sentiments. To start off with, let's just make some different types of ephemera, very, very simple things that we can use in our journals with the book pages. So my aim is to keep the ephemera type super simple because I want to concentrate on the decorating part and not so much on spending a lot of time making the ephemera. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make a super simple pocket. No, not a pocket, an envelope is what I mean. So all I'm going to do is fold one part up and then fold another part down, but not where the bottom piece ends. We do want a little bit of space in between, so maybe something like this. And there's our cute little envelope. Now there's some things you can do with this. You could round the corners if you have a corner rounder. You could also just cut them at a slant. Many options. You could sew it. You could sew around it with your sewing machine if you have one. I'm not going to do any of that. I just want to really do this quickly. I am simply going to glue the two sides down, just using tacky glue. That's it. That's our first envelope base. I'm obviously going to ink this up, but I will do that off camera. You don't need to watch me doing that. Let's do another one with another book page, maybe something a little bigger to just have a variety. Maybe I'll take one of these darker ones. Gonna do exactly the same thing. I'm not measuring anything. One thing to keep in mind when you make, like when you fold old book pages, is make sure that they are not too brittle, because some of these, if they're very old, if you fold them, they will come apart. So that is something you should pay attention to. Okay, 2 of these done. Next, we can make just a very simple tag. Maybe for that, I'll use a book page which is stiff. Yeah, these here are super stiff. Looks like I've already glued them together. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so I've glued 2 pages together. They are super, super sturdy. So that's perfect for making tags or journaling cards. So I'm just going to take my paper trimmer. And why don't we go this way? I can make more like this. I'm not worried about size. Oh, this does not. Oh, look at this. So that's another problem with old book pages, that your trimmer could actually really ruin the page like it did here. Okay, so I'm not going to use the trimmer. Instead, I'm just going to use my scissors. I have the lines of the book to guide me. I'm always in awe how Tina just cuts her ephemera pieces with scissors. She never measures. She never uses her trimmer. Like, I can't do that. I think it's great she does, but I really dislike crooked edges, so so I'm always in awe when I watch her do that, and they always look great. Okay, so this could be a tag. Oh, and speaking of tags, maybe you've seen, maybe you haven't. There is a weekly challenge by Rachel from Roxy Creations. And I think the hashtag for it is Roxy's Weekly Challenge. So if you search on YouTube for, just put in hashtag in the search bar, you just put in hashtag Roxy, what did I say? Roxy's Weekly Challenge. I will put it on the screen. Then you can see all the videos that have that hashtag, and Rachel started this challenge, I guess, at the beginning of the year. And the first one is making tags from book pages. So exactly what I'm doing here, but she's giving herself a time limit of 45 minutes for each of her challenges. And there's quite a number of creators that have channels that have, in the meantime, participated in this. And I think it is super fun. So go check that out. I will again put it in the description box as well. And Tina from Shabby Dabby Duda has participated in the channel in this particular tag challenge. And so has Gail Agostinelli. She's also done one from the tags challenge. So I think really that is super, super fun. I thought about participating in that instead of this video, but in the end, I don't know, kind of stressed me out. I wasn't happy with the 45-minute challenge, although she's not taking it so strictly, but somehow I thought, no, I'll just kind of do my own thing. But having said that, I might participate in another one of her weekly challenges. Who knows? I think it's a super fun idea. So we have two different size tags here, and for this last one, maybe we'll just make a journaling card. Simply like this. So we have 5 pieces here already to decorate. Let's just find something else. Maybe something that is not so thick. Let me try this one. This one is fun. I think this one might be Russian. I used to work in a school, and I was in the high school office. And what am I actually trying to do? Hang on, I can't talk and concentrate at the same time. So I think I just wanna, yeah, this is kind of like a side tuck spot. I think I stole this idea from Tina. But this one I think needs like a little punch here. So I'm just taking my 1.5 inch circle punch, and I'm just gonna punch like a partial circle kind of in the middle. So as I was saying, I used to work in the high school office, and of course there was a lost and found there, and sometimes we had some books in there, and we were it was an international school, or it is an international school, and so we get books in different languages. So if they weren't picked up after months and months, I was able to take 1 or 2 of those. So that's how I managed to get different language book pages. But of course now I can also get them at the Goodwill. Okay, so we have a fun little pocket here that we can decorate as well. And I think that's gonna be enough for today. So these are just some ideas. So now comes the fun part of decorating. Actually, I changed my mind. I want to make one more. This is a super simple pocket. Just have to decide which way I want my text to go. Just do it like this. So I can't really talk about making pockets without mentioning Joey's channel as well. Joey Defee. She is, for me, the queen of pockets, always will be. She has amazing videos on how to make simple pockets in various ways, using magazine pages, book pages, anything you want. And they're always very clear instructions, very easy to follow, and very innovative ideas. This is just a super simple one. I'm trying to think if I want to cut. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut this down a little. All right, so now we have a little pocket. So this one can be used as a double pocket to stick something in here and in here. And I will show you at the end how you can add them to your journals. So now what oh wait, I have to glue this down. And then I'm just going to ink up all the pieces. Then we can start the decorating. And I just realized, of course, the ones that have glued down bits, I should have inked before. So also these envelopes, because now I'm gonna have a hard time inking these parts that are glued down. So this one isn't really stuck down yet, so I can still take that apart. But yeah, it makes your life easier if you think of these things before. I have also just dug out some other bits that I have left over from other projects. These are also Digital Collage Club prints. I will link these for you as well, or I will name them below as well. And also there's this really cute sheet of butterflies, like tiny butterflies from the Digital Collage Club as well. So I might be using some of these as well. So I want to start off with the one journaling card that we have. Of course, if this is going to be a journaling card, it would be good to put something on the back where you could actually have space to journal on. So I'm just going to take a scrap of coffee dyed paper. I'm going to use my tearing ruler. I have these also linked below, and I'm just going to tear around it to work for the size that I have. So we have our journaling space on one side, and now we can decide what to put on the front. I want to start off by adding some gesso. So I want to do a bit of mixed media for that. I'm just using my finger. I don't know how much of this we're going to see afterwards. It doesn't matter. Not looking for an even coating. I just want some down. Okay, and maybe since I have my finger dirty already, maybe I'll do that on this tag as well. This dries super fast, and now I want to add a bit of watercolor in the background. This is a box that I have bought at Hearst Castle in California. It was a box of chocolate sea salt caramels, which were really yummy, but I bought the box because I knew I wanted to use it as a palette for my watercolor. So these are singles that I bought at my local craft store. I think it's really handy. It's also great for traveling if we ever get to travel again. I'm just gonna wet these, which I usually always forget, but this time I'm not. I have a wide water brush here because I kind of want to just like have a more like a wash and colors blending. Now, of course, knowing me, you know I'm gonna want some neutral colors. So I'm just gonna do this, and I want some more water. I really want this to be very fluid. Wipe it in between when I want to change colors. What else do I want? Maybe some nice blue for a change. Color I usually don't gravitate toward. Whoops. Okay, I think that one's good. Let that dry. And what do we do here? Maybe some yellow. And some brown. Just let that mix a little bit. Okay, we're gonna let both of these dry, and then in the meantime we can work on some of the other tags. Let's work on the one on this bigger tag here. And as a background, I'm gonna use one of these gorgeous backgrounds here. It's a really tough choice. Maybe we'll take this one with the hot air balloon. Again, I want torn edges. Really want to keep that 25 up here. Okay, I'm not going to edge this because, I'm not going to distress the edges because I don't want this popping out. I want this to kind of go into the background. Just want to make sure I don't have any white edges. Just a pop of color. Yep, I think that's all I'm gonna do for this one. Maybe a sentiment, don't know yet. I've glued everything down with my tacky glue, and I do want to add a small sentiment as well. I do have these are new in my shop. I will link them below in case you want some black sentiments. These are very generic, and there's two words here that I think might work really well for this one because it says 2021 and it's probably gonna be another interesting year. So either we do the remember, because I think it'll definitely be a year to remember, or the be brave. I kind of also like the be brave because I think it is going to require courage one way or the other for this year. Maybe I'll just do the be brave. Didn't necessarily need a sentiment because I think the number already kind of speaks for itself, but I also kind of like having something to read as well. Now on the top, I want to add a little topper there. I'm just going to use some of my burlap or whatever you want to call this. And I'll do this very easy or very simply by cutting a strip, and then I'm actually going to staple this down with this, which is something I usually don't do, but why not? So first piece of ephemera done. Very simple and quick. Next, let's work on this little tuck spot here. So I think these strips here, which are kind of like washi strips, should be perfect. Yep, love that. I want some sewing there as well. I don't know, I'm just so loving these strips. These are just some stamped scrap pieces, which are always handy to have. Oh, there's one that says laugh. I think we all need to laugh more in these times. Oh yeah, I like that. Perfect. Maybe this is all we need for this one. 3 pieces done. So that's what it looks like when it's glued down. Super simple, but very effective, I think. It doesn't always need a lot of pieces. Okay, let's do this pocket. I think that's done as well. I'm just gonna glue these down. And on this one, I'm gonna put Remember the Now. So there's another one ready to go. So that's 3 done. Let's take the small envelope next. For this one, I wanna use this part of a receipt from Tina's printables. I want to challenge myself to use one of these round ones because I'm not good with using round or oval pieces. So let's try to find a way to use these as well. Like the B for Barbara. Or B for Be Creative. I feel I need some other sort of focal point. Well, I haven't used any stamps yet. I could check my stamps as well. These are nice but too big. They are from Vintage Books. This is left over from a punch, obviously. Oh, that might be fun. I like that up there for sure. I can glue that down right away. I do have some wooden butterflies here, so I could actually put one there. Or we put it here, and then we... No, I actually like the balance of the color is nice, but that's too much butterfly, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's too much. Or we do something else. I do kind of like this butterfly here. These are from one of the Your Creative Studio boxes. Still missing something, right? I think I'm just gonna go with this. Otherwise, I'm gonna play around another 2 hours with this. So I'll just glue everything down. So number 4 is done. Let's do the bigger envelope. This scribbly writing is really cool. I always love having different textures in all of my projects. And not only does it look visually more interesting, but of course when you're able to touch something and see what it feels like and you feel all these different materials, I think that's also really fun. Now I need something to put on there. I think this was too much because we already have it here. Maybe just a sentiment. How about Choose to Shine? That's perfect. Okay, and then I'm just gonna glue these down. Another one done. I did pay attention that when I glued this down, that it does not line up with this. It always looks more interesting if things are staggered. And now we can go back to the ones we did first, where we had the gesso, so they have dried in the meantime, and they have these really fun backgrounds. Maybe I can use one of these flowers here, since now we have a big tag. I really like this one. Once again, I will glue everything down, then we'll decide if this one here still needs a topper, or maybe even this one, we'll see. Everything is glued down, and I thought for this one as a topper, we could add maybe a number like this, and we could on the other side just glue it backwards. Since they are all the same size, I think should be really easy to do, and just a kind of a different topper for once. There, so I think that's fun. So there's that small tag, and here's our journaling card that has a journaling space on the back, and I'm not sure if this needs anything. Well, that might be cute, huh? Just a butterfly like that. I do like that. Also, something different than your ribbon. Now, I could put the same on the back because I do have another one. Whoops. But then it gets quite bulky. I'm just going to leave it like this. I think it's fine if it peeks out like that on the back side. So we've made 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's really fun. So let's see how we could put them in a journal. I just randomly took one of my journals. I think I made this last year, 2020. I do have a flip through of this. I will link that for you below. I have some beautiful charms here and a ribbon. So this is obviously made out of a vintage children's book. I just made a new spine because it wasn't wide enough. I'm not giving you a flip through now because you can just check out the video. And in this one, I worked with some prompts. So in that flip through, you will also find a link to those prompts. Let me find a page where we could maybe see what this might look like. Some place where we could attach something. It is quite full, so that might be difficult. But this is a way actually you could use the envelopes. So we have these 2 envelopes, right? And this is one way of using them. So I just glued it down on 3 sides, and it serves as a pocket. And then of course there's another pocket, the envelope itself. So that's a really fun way to use your envelopes. You could also, of course, attach them maybe even just with a paper clip, like I did here with this fun folder. Could just put it in like this. Then you could even also decorate the back if you're able to take it out. Would be nice to have the back decorated as well. So that's the envelopes. Then obviously the tags you could put in any tuck spots or other pockets. Where do I have anything else? Yep, here's another tuck spot. So obviously these you could put anywhere. So that's the 2 tags. And then one like this, I actually don't have in here, but you just need a page that's tall enough. Yeah, here's, for example, an envelope that I just attached with a paper clip, and I added a fun little bulb pin with some beads on it. But you could, maybe we'll take this off. So if you have a page like this, you could just, maybe it would be better on a page like this because it's facing this way. You can obviously also make it facing this way. You could just pop it on like this, and you could just glue it on the 3 sides, and then again you'd have a pocket here and a pocket here, or you just glue it down like this and you just have the one pocket. So those are really fun as well. I think you could even just stick it down on the 2 sides and have a belly band where you can then stick in, for example, a journaling card or a tag or whatever. It's maybe a bit wide, but if your pages are wider, then that would make sense. Or you make the pocket a little more narrow, and then it would be a really cute belly band as well. Yeah, so lots of ways you can add your ephemera. Anything else I can show you? Yeah, these, of course, this is another way. You just have a piece of cardstock or whatever, or even book page, screw it down on 3 sides. In this case, I've embellished it with a, what do you call this? I forgot. Anyway, one of these, and then you can just stick in your journaling card or your tag, or even another pocket, and you have something in here. Like, there are just so many things you can do with these. You can also stick a pocket in a top loading tuck spot. Like, the possibilities are absolutely endless. There's another tuck spot like this where you could just stick something in, or maybe a tag. Yeah, so really there's so many options. Maybe the too many options, it might be overwhelming. But yeah, just wanted to give you some examples of things you can do. Really fun way to use up scraps, to use up embellishments you've been hoarding, and to try some new things. So check out those digitals if you like those grungy numbers or those beautiful French backgrounds. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope this was fun. Hope to see you in the next one. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it. It helps me out a lot. Love you guys. Mwah. Mwah.